They stormed into my room, faces twisted with rage.
You did this?
How could you betray your own brother?
I didn't betray anyone. He ran over a child. My mother's eyes dropped to my bare scalp, and her voice turned cruel.
Of course it was you, jealous, bitter, the bald freak who could never stand seeing your brother happy.
You've ruined his life. Do you even understand that?
He ruined it himself the moment he drove away. My father pointed at the door, shaking with fury.
You're not our daughter anymore. Get out! We should have known you'd bring nothing but shame to this family.
My name is Amara Lewis, and people usually think I'm lying when I say my parents never loved me. They always ask, never? As if love is something that accidentally slips out, like spare change in a pocket. No, not once. I was born 2 years before my brother, Evan, into what looked like a normal American household from the outside. My father, Ronald Lewis, worked as a city electrician. My mother, Diane, was a middle school guidance counselor. Ironic, I know. The woman who helped other people's kids find themselves spent my entire childhood making sure I felt lost. I was the fat child, the bald child. Alopecia took my hair in patches when I was 6. By 8, I had learned how to tie scarves better than most adults. By 10, I learned how to keep my head down so people wouldn't stare. By 12, I understood something no child should ever have to understand. I was a disappointment. My brother Evan was everything I wasn't. Smart, athletic, handsome. He had a full head of thick brown hair and a smile teachers loved. He brought home straight A's and trophies. When Evan laughed, my parents leaned in. When I spoke, they sighed. At dinner, it was always the same.
Evan got a 96 in math today.
That's my boy.
Then silence. If I tried to share anything, I got a B in history.
Did you do the dishes?
And don't forget to wipe the counters this time. You always miss spots.
School was hell, but home was worse. Kids called me egghead, cue ball, fat chemo, even though I'd never had cancer. When I came home crying once, mascara streaked down my face from trying to look normal, my mother didn't even look up from her phone.
What now?
They keep making fun of my hair.
Well, what do you expect? You look ridiculous.
I remember standing there, 12 years old, wondering if this was what parenting was supposed to feel like. Whenever Evan messed up, it was understandable. When I messed up, it was unforgivable. Once, when I forgot to fold laundry because I was studying for a science test, my father snapped.
You think school excuses you from responsibility?
I just forgot
Go outside.
It was December, snow on the ground, no coat. They locked the door. I sat on the porch steps for 2 hours, hugging my knees, teeth chattering, while through the window I could see Evan sprawled on the couch, controller in hand, laughing as he played video games. That night, I didn't cry. I learned. Another time, I talked back when my mother called me useless.
All you do is eat and take up space.
That's not true. That earned me the backyard shed. No heater, no blanket, just a thin sleeping bag and the smell of old tools. I slept there 3 nights in a row to teach me discipline. They said chores would help me lose weight. Scrubbing floors on my hands and knees, carrying groceries until my arms shook, cleaning Evan's room while he watched TV. When Evan turned 16, they threw him a party so big the neighbors complained. Balloons, friends, a cake shaped like a football. I got nothing. No card, no candle. 3 months later, Evan got a sports bike, bright red, loud enough to wake the whole street. Why didn't I get anything for my birthday?
You should be grateful we feed you.
By then, I had stopped asking for love. I found it somewhere else. Videos. I loved filming. The world through a camera lens felt fairer, controlled. I started making little news-style clips on my phone, pretending I was a reporter, narrating traffic, interviewing neighbors. I wanted to be a journalist, someone who told the truth when no one else would. One afternoon, I was filming near the main road, practicing a segment about reckless driving. Then I heard the engine. I knew that sound. Evan's bike came flying into view, way over the speed limit. A little boy stepped off the curb chasing a ball. The impact sounded like a body hitting metal. The child flew. The bike wobbled. Evan didn't stop. He looked back once, then sped away. My hands were shaking so badly I almost dropped my phone. I had captured everything. That night, instead of deleting it, I uploaded the video online and sent a copy anonymously to the police. It spread fast. Within hours, the footage was everywhere. Shared, reposted, analyzed frame by frame. By morning, the police had traced the bike, identified the rider, and arrested Yvonne. At home, all hell broke loose when my parents realized the video had come from me. They stormed into my room, faces twisted with rage.
You did this?
How could you betray your own brother?
I didn't betray anyone. He ran over a child. My mother's eyes dropped to my bare scalp, and her voice turned cruel.
Of course it was you, jealous, bitter, the bald freak who could never stand seeing your brother happy.
You've ruined his life. Do you even understand that?
He ruined it himself the moment he drove away. My father pointed at the door, shaking with fury.
You're not our daughter anymore. Get out! We should have known you'd bring nothing but shame to this family.
And just like that, I was disowned for telling the truth. Court was terrifying. Evan wouldn't look at me. My parents stared like I was a stranger.
Do you recognize the person on the motorcycle?
Yes, that's my brother. Gasps filled the room. Evan was sentenced to prison. The child survived but would walk with a limp for life. My parents had disowned me. That same day, I went to live with my grandmother, Ruth, who hugged me like she'd been waiting my whole life to do it. Years passed. I finished school, studied journalism, built a life. From afar, I heard rumors. My parents adopted a boy, younger. Perfect, they said. They bragged about him online, spoiled him, compared him to me like I was a joke. I didn't care anymore. Until one night, my phone rang. It was Grandma Ruth, her voice shaking.
Turn on the news, baby.
The adopted son they bragged about so much eventually showed his true colors. He came home one night demanding money, lots of it. When my parents refused, the argument exploded into screams and threats. In the middle of the chaos, he grabbed my father's gun. 2 shots, just like that. It was over. He was arrested the same night. He's in prison now. So is Evan, and my parents, they're gone. I didn't cry the way people expected. There were no tears of grief, only a strange, heavy feeling in my chest. Not sadness, irony. After everything they did, after all the cruelty, the favoritism, the lies, they finally ended up with exactly the kind of son they had raised their whole lives to protect. Violent, entitled, heartless. I did cry later, though, but not for them. I cried the first time I visited the boy Evan hit. His name is Marcus. He walks with a limp now, but he smiles easily. The first time I walked into their house, I expected anger. Instead, he said softly,
You're the one who told the truth, right?
I nodded. He reached out and took my hand.
Thank you.
Since then, we've stayed close. I visit him often. I was there when he learned to walk again during therapy, when he graduated middle school, when he told me he wants to become a physical therapist someday. He says I'm the reason he still believes people can be good. And maybe he's the reason I believe that too. As for me, I didn't let my past destroy me. I studied journalism, the thing I had dreamed about as a lonely kid holding a phone like it was my only friend. Today, I'm a reporter, and I run my own online channel where I expose injustice and tell stories no one else wants to hear. Funny how life works. The girl who was always told to stay quiet now makes a living by speaking the truth. And the truth, it always wins in the end. Anyway, if you made it this far, congratulations. You survived my childhood with me. Do me a favor, like, subscribe, and maybe hug your kids. Trust me, it's way cheaper than therapy.